The Ministry of Education says it's too late to rescind its controversial Form 1 selection policy because the names of those selected to go to national schools have already been made public. The new formula only applies to national schools. In the past, the quota system used did not group candidates by the schools they came from, but rather by the marks they achieved in the Kenya Certificate of Primary Education examination. It also provided that at least one candidate from each district had to be taken by one of the 18 national schools. In recent years, private schools have taken the lion's share of places in top schools.
In this school we are calling national, bring all segments of the population, bring all areas of this country. Let us represent the country there.
For years, parents and head teachers had asked the government to come up with a formula that would allow children from poorer backgrounds who usually attend public schools get places in national schools. They argued that they too worked hard despite their financial and social incapacity.
So there are very many students whose hope will be dashed tomorrow because they were not able to get national schools. And I think to me that's a major concern to policy makers, to ensure that the number of quality schools in terms of centers of excellence is increased so that we can get a bigger proportion.
Under the new system, a national school has to provide places for candidates from each district in proportion to its size. For example, if it only has 250 places, it must divide them equitably. If District A fields 10,000 candidates, the formula provides that this number be divided by the national candidature and the total multiplied by the places available. This works out to 4 positions for District A in this national school. Under the old quota system, the district would have gotten the minimum 1 spot, which would most likely have been taken up by a candidate from a private school.
Private versus public implies that you almost have like an equal number of students in each. It's not true. The students who go to private schools in Kenya in last year's KCP were only 14% of the total population of students. 86% went to public schools.
In the formula, the 4 positions are further divided so that if District A had 500 candidates from private schools, this number is divided by the total district candidature, coming to only 1 position for private school candidates. The other 3 are reserved for public school candidates who form the bulk of most of the district candidature.
After we finish, we find some students still with very high marks who are left out. Then we need to know who they are, because then it is our job to go back and try to place them in an appropriate, well-performing provincial school commensurate with their performance.
With majority of Kenyans still unable to afford basic education, the new Form 1 selection process, though been termed unfair by some, the ministry says this is the only way to give the haves and the have-nots equal opportunity. Catherine Omwando, KTN in Nairobi.